Alright. People have been asking me why Groribas, what's so good about him? Is he worth it? And I finally got him to 200k today. Here are his stats. So the main thing you want to do with Groribas is that you need to move faster than everyone. Okay. So before I go into his gear, let me go through his skills. So his normal attack, you almost never use this, but what it does is just a basic corrode. If you crit, you hit a single target and deal some damage. Okay. This is what he's famous for. This is what makes him strong. Every time he will hit 3 targets, the front row, and he will inflict corrode with a 100% chance if you crit. So the main target will always receive corrode. The 2 side targets will receive 100% chance if they crit. So that means that you need crit chance on him to get the most out of it. And his passive is pretty straightforward. If there is an enemy with corrode, your team gets 10% attack and it stacks 3 times. So if you hit all 3 with corrode, you get 30% attack for your whole team. Now, why is he strong? On his own, he's okay. He's not really that impressive. He's strong if there's 3 targets, but where he really shines is when you also level a Vaccine Man. Because what Vaccine Man does is that as long as Vaccine Man is alive, his passive takes all the corrode damage of each target, takes 50% of it and deals it to all enemies as extra damage. So what that means is that if I corrode 3 people, and my Vaccine Man is only 4 stars right now, so it will take 50% of each corrode for a total of 150% of one target's corrode damage, and apply it to 6 targets every single time enemy or your ally takes action. So the reason why corrode is so strong in this case is that if you have 12 units alive, if you need to attack more than if you have 12 units alive on the map, the corrode will hit everyone 12 times total. If you want to do some math, basically it's around 500% damage, assuming that you don't have a 5-star Vaccine Man, and assuming that your Groribas successfully corroded 3 people. So if I had a Vaccine Man that was 5 stars, okay, I don't have it yet, I'm almost there, I need about 2 more dupes. Basically what happened is that the passive will upgrade to 70% of the DOT to all enemies, and that is a lot. That means that for each corrode, you now hit for 210% to all enemies. And of course, when Groribas gets his keepsake, that makes it even stronger, but probably not happening anytime soon. So you need to have both of them on the same team to get this combo going. I want to demonstrate how strong it is. I'm only 1.2 million BP right now. Of course, this is not a F2P account. No one's going to call Groribas player F2P unless they rushed it from the start. But I'm fighting people who are more or less around the same BP as me. Let's say I'm fighting AM001. So she's actually running DSK Carnage team. Normally, it's not beatable because once you have enough HP, all the damage that you deal to them gets reflected, and then you just die, right? So my Groribas must always start first. You can see that all 3 of them are corroded. It's not really a luck thing. I'll show you why his crit is so high later. And then what happens is that, as you can see, every time someone takes an action, corrode damage, and then boom, the whole team takes damage as well. This is very powerful if you actually get Vaccine Man to 5 stars. But before that, of course, there's still some use for it. You can see that they're all taking a lot of damage right now. So this build works partially because my Carnage is strong. Their heroes are definitely way more powerful than mine. But it makes a difference, at least, for when you have a strong Groribas to do all the AoE damage in the team. Yep. Last week, before I got Groribas, I was losing to AM001 all the way. Cause I don't have a DSK level. I don't train DSK. I want to showcase against Hater when he's not memeing. His arena team has 2 level 1 units because he's a memer. But let's show what happens when you play him at his best, right? So 1.6 million. I might not win. I'm not gonna say that I will win. I don't know. But this is basically just a showcase anyway. I'm not gonna say that like, oh, I win 100% of the time for Groribas team. That's not always gonna be the case. His lineup uses Genus. Don't ask why. He's memeing most of the time. Maybe he doesn't have Child Emperor, I don't know. But so what you're gonna see next is exactly how the Groribas lineup behaves, right? So as you can see, he's being corrode damaged by the corrode every time. My Vaccine Man deals a lot of AoE frontline as well. See, you can see the damage is spreading. If you kill off the frontline too fast, of course it won't spread. But it's still a significant amount of damage. You can see the fact that his Deep Sea King is staying alive is actually bad for his backline. Because when he does that, his backline actually keeps taking damage. You can see that I won with almost 400k damage difference, BP difference. So why do I seem like I always get the corrode off maybe like at least 2 out of 3 targets, right? It's because the talent system just came out, and its talent is very interesting. So the very first passive you get, the main target has over 80% HP, crit increases by 10%. I have this maxed out. So what this means is that together with if you gear him properly, you should have a crit, speed. My speed, even though it looks like I pumped this, every one of my other heroes doesn't have Star Ascension cards. I move them all to Groribas. Cause if he doesn't move on turn 1, you lose a lot of corrode damage. He needs to move at the very first unit. So you can see that I'm not a hardcore caster. I don't have stars on everything. But yeah, I pumped all my Star Ascension cards on him because it's important for him to get those Ascension cards. You need crit on the top left slot. This slot is the only place you can get crit, and the other 3 you just get speed. Yep, so just a quick go through all the stats again. Max attack is ideal, speed, and of course you need some crit, so this will be 39%. He hits 5 times with his ult, so you have 5 chances times 30%. Yep, so I hope that was helpful to those people who are asking me like, oh, why do I level Groribas? Is he that good? Yeah, he's okay. More importantly, he lets you do crazy things like sweep your Institute all the way high, because for Institute it's all about AoE damage to the backline. So my score here right now is 604. This is where I sweep today actually. I haven't taken any damage yet. I can show you my lineup. It's all full, 100% HP, nobody has died yet, and that's just purely because in the past 2 days of Groribas I could push him so far, and that was with a weak Groribas. I only just got Groribas to 200k today. Now if you don't believe as well, you can actually look here. So every difficulty 3 you clear, you get 3 stars. So yep, this is how powerful he can be when in the right hands, and if you know how to play him. So if you have any questions about Groribas or whether it's expensive, he's about 24,000 gems. If you are F2P, might not be a good idea, but of course I don't plan to draw King because I'm not really a PvP player. I just want to play PV most of the time. Groribas solves the Institute problem, and for club boss I have my own lineup to attack Gurigan Shoop. And that's pretty much it. Let me know what else you want to see and what other questions you have. I'm probably doing a guide on talents soon, just to let you all see how to make the talents work out. But the brief summary is that whatever that you accidentally opened because you didn't know what you were doing, like me, just don't once they reach 800, their talent bag will be capped out, meaning that it will be stuck and they won't receive any points. So as you can see, even though I have genius in my team, I just let them stay at 800 points and they will stop receiving anymore. So my Groribas and Carnage are the ones receiving it right now. Yep, so that's about it. Thanks so much.